Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we will discuss about the revocation of access rights, what are the concerns when we want to revoke an access right, and how the access rights are revoked in the case of access list, capability list and other list that is prescribed in the capability list area. In dynamic protection system, sometimes we want to revoke an access right from a user or a set of users. Now there are many concerns while arising the questions that when revoking access right from a user. The first question that is arising is that the revocation is partial or total. That all the revocations of the access rights is there or otherwise a set of access rights is revoked on behalf of them. The next is a selective or general question, that is, the access right should be revoked from all the users or only a set of users that the access rights will be revoked. The next is permanent or temporary, that the access rights has been revoked cannot be again attempted by any user or otherwise the access rights can be revoked now and can be attended later. The next one is immediate or delayed, that access right should be immediately revoked when the operation is failed, otherwise it is delayed. And if it is delayed, then how many times or how much time it is delayed for. So with the access list scheme, recovery of this access rights is very easy because the access list maintains for each domain the object name along with its access rights. So whenever we want to revoke an access right for a particular object, then we can delete the entry from that access list and the access rights will be revoked for that particular object on that particular domain. So here selective access rights revocation is maintained as well as the temporary access right is maintained and immediate access right or revocation is also maintained. So 3 questions we have solved inside this access list permanent. Now the evocation of access rights within the capability list is a bit difficult as the capability is not defined to the users table directly, so the user has to first request for the capability and then the object is checked again the capability that if it is given an access right or not. If it isn't given access right, so need to check for the particular domain that the access rights can be revoked or not. So there are many ways to revoke an access right from the capability list. The first type is a reacquisition. Say suppose for a particular domain an object has an access right in that capability list. After some time or during a delay of operation that the object was not used for a long time, the objects got deleted on the capability list and the capability is removed. Now again a user wants to access that particular object which was deleted previously. Now the object will not match with its capability in the capability list and does not that the revocation of access right is maintained. So the access right cannot be again attended by this one. So the revocation of access right is done by the reacquisition of an object by an user request. The next scheme is a back pointer. A back pointer is a pointer from each request there is a pointer to the object that can be access rights or that particular object. So if an object is get removed from the capability list, then all the capabilities that is attached with this object will also get removed. So here we cannot perform the selective revocation of rights because the revocation of access rights will be general and for all the users if an object or the capability get removed from these back pointers. As the back pointers is pointing to the object itself, so removing the pointer will remove the access rights. The next direction is the indirection scheme. In this indirection scheme, the object gets removed of that particular access rights because the general table, it is first pointed to the global table for some identifiers and in turn the global table points to the object. So there is an indirection from this access rights request to the global table and next to the objects. So now if we want to remove an access right for that particular object, we first need to look for this search entire global table, first all the access rights associated with an object combination along with its domain. Now in the list marked with these objects of this access rights combination, after finding each entry in this object right access combination, then it will find this particular object pointing the access rights, and then the access rights will be revoked on that basis. Here also it does not support the selective approach of this access rights, but the temporary object rights is there, and along with this access rights revocation on the type of the back pointers, the permanent access right revocation was present. Next scheme is a key scheme. As we have already described that the keys are a unique bit pattern associated with each of the capabilities on the capability list. Now, if we want to revoke an access right on a particular key that is associated with each object is a master key. So now if the access right is being requested from a user, and then the user will have to wait until and unless the master key of that particular capability matches with the key that is provided to the capability by the user. If these two sets of key matches, then the user will be allowed an access, otherwise there will be a revocation of access right on that capability which the user has accessed, and now it is a master key that is associated with each object. Also here the selective revocation of associated key is not maintained. To maintain a selective revocation of the access rights, we must preserve a master key associated with each object other than associated with each of the process than the object. So now every user that has the master key can revoke its access rights according to the object. So in this process, all of the set of master key can be attached to each object, or all of the set of objects can be attached to each of the master keys, which give the more flexibility on this performance of protection domain. Now in this way, the capability list will get removed of all this revocation of access rights from its capability list. Some are permanent, some are temporary, and depending on the scheme or the operating system requirement, we choose the rights to provide this revocation. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.